Welcome to another episode of Conscious Convos. In today's video, we will be discussing a question that came up when we did our last video, which was on meditation and astral projection.
So this question came in from Joseph Chambers, and Joseph asked us, how do you guys feel about Stephen Bancarz, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. He used to write a lot for Spirit Science and quit all of it for Jesus. I know he was making 6 figures, etc.
Yeah.
So this conversation, the whole denouncing the New Age movement, besides Stephen Bancarz, I know a really huge public figure in the conscious community was Denouncing Virtue, who also denounced the New Age movement for Jesus. This is a huge, wide topic that many people have questions about, and I feel like a lot of it is confusing a lot of people within the conscious community as to why these people with such huge followings and who apparently had a lot of knowledge on esoteric wisdom, why are they just turning into Jesus or Christianity, or saying that this is all fake, this is all demonic, this is all being manipulated by evil entities, and you need to find Jesus Christ and go back to Christianity.
As soon as I saw this question, I immediately thought of Doreen Virtue because it's something that just recently happened, and I feel like her change is even more drastic. But it's a super interesting topic, and I think it should be addressed, and of course we're just gonna give our feelings and our thoughts on it. But that's all it is.
This is our perspective on this. So something that I want to bring up is that yes, there is a New Age movement that was designed to deceive people within the conscious community.
People start seeing others with psychic abilities. They start placing them on a pedestal, unfortunately, and then they start depending on that person for everything instead of finding their true power and connecting to their intuition and only taking from that messenger what they need for their purpose and their path, and then using their own discernment to see what's next. People need to learn how to follow their own guidance.
See, a lot of this whole New Age agenda stuff is kind of like making you search outside of yourself for answers and looking up to people and making you fail to realize that it is all within you. You have to realize that we are all on this mission together to go back to the Infinite One, to become these enlightened beings on a mass scale, to assist your fellow brothers and sisters on this planet who are able to fall trap to the energies of fear and deception, and who have no discernment, who have no intuition. Understand that the higher you vibrate in frequency, the more aware you become, you're gonna be more and more under psychic attacks by these beings, because that is what they're trying to do.
You're opening yourself up to that.
Exactly right. When you do spirit work, you become a psychic medium, whatever the case may be that you're into, you are opening yourself to the spiritual realm in all of its glory, whether it's negative or positive.
And those beings can see oh, that's an unexperienced person right there.
Exactly.
We can take advantage of that.
Exactly.
So you really have to, know how to protect. First of all, you need to know what's out there. You need to know that if there's good, then there's also bad. And that's what I see. One of the issues with Doreen Virtue after watching some of her videos and stuff is that she said that while she was a part of the conscious community, she felt like she didn't want to accept anything negative, that it was all positive and all love and light, all white and rosy and rainbows and butterflies, and that's
not like that.
It's unrealistic to think that, where there's good, there's bad. It's the law of duality. She probably just felt so much fear. This type of work, you can't be fear-based. When you go into this, you need to be knowledgeable, you need to be aware of what's out there, you need to learn how to protect yourself, you need to stand true in your power, you need to commit to learning. The more that you know, the less any lower vibrational, deceiving entities can come and attack you or
actually take hold of you to the point that you start doubting who you are, your belief systems, and your core truths. Unfortunately, like we said earlier in this video, a lot of people start to look up to you and put you on a pedestal. They think you're a god and they want to copy you. They take in all your messages, and they just, at the end of the day, they just keep looking outside of themselves and outside of themselves.
They're just relying on you instead of being able to just take what they need and use their own discernment.
Exactly right.
And they're looking outside of themselves, and that's not right. So I feel like what happened with the Doreen Virtue thing was meant to happen because she was contributing to that, and I think if there's nothing wrong with shifting your spirituality, you know, in her case, after all of those years, she wanted to be a born again Christian. You know, if that is what's authentic in her journey and that's what she needs to do, then there is no judgment and there shouldn't be.
Exactly right.
You know, that's what needed to happen. And I feel like it's for a good reason, because she had so many people that were looking at her work and relying solely on her, instead of like seeing like the point, the bigger picture of, okay, I need to connect with my own intuition and use my own discernment to guide me to my next step. People were depending on her for this information, and like you said, looking outside of themselves. Also, a lot of people that have these psychic abilities, it's not meant to be looked upon as like that they're special. It develops the ego more when you think that you're special and that, you know, you can do things that other people can't, that you're above other people because of this knowledge that you have, because of these abilities that you have, and people start looking up to you and all of these things. And she was contributing to that dysfunction, and that's not true, authentic consciousness. You know, this path is meant to release you of ego, and what that is doing is furthering ego development. And I feel like even more than herself, this being a learning experience to her, this is a learning experience to all of those thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people that followed her, and that now we're so like taken aback with her decision to denounce all of this, because they really looked up to her and they really relied on her for her readings and all of the things that she did and contributed to, and her courses and everything. Like, people were really,
she's huge, man.
Yeah,
the reverse is huge in this community.
People were really upset.
It's kind of like a reminder that no matter how big you become, you know, you can still be deceived. You can still be deterred from your path, because you just, you know, if you're not in peace and in tune with who you are within, you can still change regardless. You know, it doesn't matter how many people look up to you and follow you. You have to do the work and stay humble. It's more to it than just saying, well, I'm an indigo child and, you know, I'm special, I'm here with a mission. There's more to it than that. And in essence, we are all an indigo child, all of us, especially the newer generation, because we are all here to change the old systems, to transcend the old systems, and create a system that actually works for humanity, you know, to release free energy technology, to release disclosure, to make moves and shatter these old paradigms.
I mean, at the end of the day, we are doing the work. We've embarked on our spiritual journey, so any type of intuition or psychic abilities or knowledge that we can bring across is through that soul work that we've been doing. We've just been connecting to ourselves, and that is the point, is for you to do the same. When you do soul work, your intuition does increase. You do start gaining more psychic abilities.
Absolutely.
You know, it's unfortunate that these increased abilities, they divert the attention. You know, because it's not meant to be on the abilities. The point is on doing the work, the soul work.
Healing traumas from within your childhood. You know, bringing balance to your life, transcending your old ways of being.
And learning about who you are, what you are, learning about
your connection to the earth, to the cosmos.
All of this will increase your intuition.
That's the byproduct of raising your frequency. You will become more psychic.
Yeah. When people focus too much on that, it becomes like a circus, like fortune telling and look at my crystal ball. Like, it's not supposed to be that.
It's all about empowering and uplifting yourself and others. That's it. Realizing we are all equal, we all have the same abilities, we are just all in tune with different aspects of what we can manifest and bring out to the physical in this dimensional reality. But remember, it goes more than just focusing on psychic abilities and feeling special and you've got more knowledge than this person and you're on a higher level of awareness than this person.
Yeah, that's all ego development. It's all
ego based, exactly. Yeah. You have
what
to
you're
come
doing,
back to
what you're supposed to be doing with that type of work is inspiring people to find that same connection within themselves, because everybody can do it. Everybody can raise their intuition and raise their psychic abilities. Everybody. All you gotta do is do the work.
Exactly.
Embark on the spiritual journey if you're ready. But you have to be ready to embark on the spiritual journey, because you can't be fear-based. You can't do this and like be scared, and it's not going to work like that. You have to do this.
You will be manipulated.
Yeah, you have to do this and be strong in your stance and your power, understand the nature of everything, how it works, and then, get comfortable with it. People that have said that they've converted to being, back to Christianity because they were having meditations or astral projections in which they saw demonic entities and, they were psychically attacked. And they say, oh my God, no, like you're opening yourself up to demonic things, and when you do stuff like that, and they're not entirely wrong, but you're not only opening yourself up to demonic entities or deception through meditation and astral projection. Understand that you can also be susceptible to those things in your religion, in your religious practice.
Right.
So anywhere, no matter what you practice, no matter what you believe, you can be manipulated, you can be deceived.
Because the spiritual realm is a whole different way of life, and it's like a new door you are opening, and it's an unknown field to you. That's why if you're psychically attacked within the spiritual realm, you reach another level of fear. You're like, whoa, no. Because you don't understand the spiritual realm.
They're
You've
taking
been in this
advantage
physical
of you.
life. Yeah.
It's like a baby. They look at you like a baby.
Exactly right, man. You're just a baby, just putting your feet in the water. You're just raising your frequency. You're just beginning to understand. So what do these beings who feed off your fear do? They take advantage of you. And especially if you're a huge figure in the conscious community. Stephen and Doreen turning back and denouncing all of these things, it's like a win for them.
They were telling me that sometimes people get paid off even
Very
to
true.
turn the agenda around.
A lot of disinformant agents in the conscious community who are paid off to cause chaos and confusion within the, like the whole flat earth theory. That's just to cause confusion.
And we're not like saying that this is what happened. I'm just saying that it's a possibility. Like they could have been paid off. I'm not saying that's what happened.
Yeah.
Or
Most
another
probably
possibility is they were just manipulated and deceived because they still had fear in them. And it's for that to cause confusion and to deviate such a large amount of people from their personal power and back into submission and back into an imprisonment. No judgment though towards both of them. If that is their true authentic purpose and they're following their true authentic path, then more love to them. And this life is tricky, you know what I'm saying? Like figuring it out in this illusion is hard. So we shouldn't be too hard on ourselves or too hard on anybody. We're all just trying to figure it out.
Yeah. We're in a pretty complicated planet to be incarnated in at this time.
Yeah. So as long as the takeaways are that there are both positive and negative spiritual beings, free will exists. It's on you what you choose to connect to. You need to have the right knowledge to protect yourself, understand duality, and have confidence and a strong stance in your power. I also don't think that it's necessary for you to choose Jesus over, being conscious, however you want to put it. I feel like you can be a part of the conscious community and a part of be on your spiritual path and have a good relationship with Jesus. You don't have to choose one over the other.
His real name is Yeshua, by the way.
A lot of people grew up in religious families like Catholic or Christianity. So it was like really hardwired, in us, like about Jesus Christ and, all of these things. So if you're really hardwired to believe it because that's how you were raised, that's how you grew up, and it's just really ingrained within you, then that's why if you ever call on Jesus Christ's name or, you go like this or whatever you do, it can work because you believe in it so much.
Part of your core beliefs, and you will manifest what you believe in. That's why people are, but how come when I was being psychically attacked, I called Jesus' name and I was suddenly healed? Because you've been programmed since you were a child that Jesus is the Savior, Jesus, whatever the case may be, right? So when you call upon these things, it's that you activate something within your core belief that will manifest it. You believe in that. You are that powerful. You are creating it, but you give your power away. You're giving your power away by saying it's because of an external being of why I was saved, when it was really because of you of why you were saved.
Because of your strong belief in it.
Exactly right, your strong belief in it. So whatever you choose to believe is what you will manifest, regardless whether you're Christian, Muslim, Catholic, whatever. It doesn't really matter. What you believe in, you will manifest and create for yourself. At the end of the day, guys, always remember that you need to come from a space of unconditional love, compassion, and respect for humanity, for animals, nature, the universe, for whatever. You have to come from love. You have to come from intelligence, and you have to build that intelligence and build that compassion. You know, because at the end of the day, if you are being deceived to think that you are the way, that you are the only one, and there's only one way to the truth.
So many people are putting you in that position that they're just relying on you, then you're doing more harm than good.
Exactly. You need to make people realize that they have the power within them. You're not special because you got $100 million in the bank, because you got 100 million followers. You're not special. To inspire and uplift people, to make them realize that the power is also within them, that you are not above them, you are equal to them. You're just here as a guide.
You can't,
that's all.
You know, all of the extra stuff that comes with this, that's just taking away the attention from the bigger picture, from
yes.
the picture that's more important, which is connect to yourself. You need to learn how to discern, go on the journey yourself, connect to your own intuition, and
do research. Stop being lazy. There's too many lazy people out there.
It's about knowledge. All of the knowledge is out there. It's about, you know, understanding, having the knowledge, moving away from ego instead of developing ego, not letting, you know, anything divert from the attention that we all have the power within ourselves, and to learn how to discern, to learn how to connect, and, you know, on our own without being totally dependent on somebody else for the answers or for what to do or where to turn or the messages, you know, tarot readers, everything, you know, it's all just tools. They're tools. Exactly. At the end of the day, you're the one that has the power. You're the one that's getting the message, that's reading it. It's a tool. You're not giving the power to something else, you know, you're the one that holds the power. And that is the point.
Everything within this conscious community that you can use, crystals, cards, all of these things are tools, all of them. But the true essence is within you. You know what I'm saying? You are the one. You are part of the infinite. Everyone is an aspect of you. So remember, it all starts with you. Everything is inside of you. Everything in this external reality is a reflection of what is occurring within you. So always remember that. You are the one. You are the reason you are living for. You and everyone else in your reality. To uplift everyone so we can get to fourth density and beyond. So we can understand the bigger picture of why we're all here, where we all came from, and where we're all going.
I hope that was a good enough answer. Thank you so much for that question. It was like really interesting. I feel like it's definitely something that should be addressed. And guys, remember to comment, because that's the point of Conscious Convos, is we want you guys to interact. So thank you so much for Joseph for that question.
Joseph Chambers, appreciate you.
Yeah, keep them coming.
We love you unconditionally. Please comment, like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. Let's keep the conversations going. Cruz and Angeli signing out.
Bye.
Peace.
Hey guys, so we recorded a video yesterday addressing a question that we got on our meditation and astral projection video. And upon editing that video, I decided that, especially for those people that are just starting on this journey, I didn't want to be like really vague, and I in no way want to scare people into saying that you are open to negative dark entities and that, you know, you can be attacked.
Yeah, we don't want to drive you away by putting fear out there, saying that if you start this lifestyle that you are going to be attacked.
The goal with us pretty much saying that is just to put out there that it's possible, and that just because that is a reality, and just because that is something that happens, doesn't mean that this is the wrong path. This whole soul work spiritual journey is demonic in nature just because you are susceptible to being spiritually attacked. I think when you don't really have the right understanding yet of spirit and how it works, it can seem a little scary. But really everything is spirit.
Entities that attach themselves to your aura, and they take action and they think through you. You know, if you're a mentally weak person, you are the easiest for them to prey onto.
Yeah, and so anything, like whenever you see any violence or negativity, that's most likely like you're being possessed a little bit, like you're being consumed by these negative forces. So it doesn't have to be something that's really scary. It can just be someone that's just acting really violent or really aggressive or really bad. They can be consumed.
And a lot of this happens through alcohol, which is why another word for alcohol is the spirits, because by drinking a lot of alcohol and being in that state of toxicity, what happens is you become susceptible for these beings, these lower astral entity beings, to attach themselves to your aura, like I said. And what they'll do is they'll pretty much take over your body. Anyone who's a blackout drunk and doesn't remember what they did when they woke up the next day, they were literally consumed by another being that took over their body. So, when you lower your frequency through alcohol, you do become susceptible to these things. So it's not just about opening yourself to the spiritual realm. It's anything you do in your conscious state, like drinking liquor, for example, that can attract these negative entities to you. So what we're saying with the whole spiritual realm aspect of it is, as soon as you are new to this, you start awakening, they will take advantage of you sometimes if you are a weak individual mentally.
And not that they will, that it's possible.
Correct.
I feel like we went into that, but we weren't clear about ways to protect yourself. And that's why we put such an emphasis and try to stress the importance of really doing your research and really, learning, put the intention out there that you want to, be guided to the right resources to learn how to protect yourself and to learn more about this information, and it'll come to you, it'll present itself to you. Ways that you can protect yourself: establish a connection with your spirit guides, with your higher self, before you do any work that you're opening up yourself to, any other realms, any spiritual realms, any spirit work, any soul work. Before you do anything like that, always cleanse your space. Ask your higher self and your spirit guides to step in, to protect you,
to guide you. Know you are protected with confidence.
And you have to have intention to say, I only allow higher vibrational beings in my space. Anything else is not welcome here, and just that alone, just you laying that down and being clear about that, sometimes can even be enough.
Like she said, guys, raise the vibrational frequency of the space in the room that you are in when you open yourself to these spiritual realms. Cleanse it with sage, put crystals around you. Just do anything that you feel you need to do that's supportive.
We also like lighting incense. So first what we do is we'll sage or palo santo or both, and then we like to light incense. Either frankincense or myrrh are the ones that I recommend, just to cleanse and purify the space. And then before you start, I always have something that I do, that I just connect with my spirit guides, or higher self, whatever you want to call it, your guardian angel, whatever you want to call it. You connect to a protective force. You say the only thing that's allowed here are higher vibrational, positive, loving
energy and beings.
Energy, exactly. Anything else is not welcome here, is unwanted.
Because remember, guys, you are never truly alone. There's beings all around us at all times, and they're just out of phase, out of this frequency, so you cannot perceive them with your physical eyes, but they're everywhere. Even right now as we're recording this, there's beings all around us, you know what I'm saying? So it's just about what energy are you emitting? What frequency are you putting out there? What vibrational state of being are you in mentally? That is the type of beings you're going to attract to yourself. You need to elevate your frequency when you do these kind of spiritual work, so that way you don't become susceptible to psychic attacks. And for those of you who think, well, yeah, I do all of that stuff and I am positive and blah, 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 and I still got attacked spiritually, how do you explain that? It's at the end of the day, frequency attracts frequency.
I just wanted to clear that up because I realized that we weren't too clear and specific in that area, and I don't want people to get scared, especially if you're new on this path, on your journey. And I know that would have scared me because when I first started, I didn't understand spirits, and how it works, and that you have spirits all around you at all times. And it's about what you allow to be around you. And the more that you learn, because you never truly know anything 100%. So the more that you learn, the more that you are conscious enough to not get tricked and not get deceived. And the more that you do this work and the more that you're on this path, you have better discernment, and you feel more comfortable. Eventually, the fear definitely does fade. What you need is knowledge and just the knowingness and the confidence, and the fear definitely does go away. So if you feel scared and all of this sounds new and like dark spirits attacking you and oh my god, and you don't want to put yourself in that position, don't do what you feel comfortable with. Just learn, read up on different things, and yeah, do your research.
Don't forget, at the end of the day, we are all spiritual beings first. You know, spirit is the very essence of what we all are. The essence of this physical reality. Everything is spirit, so don't be afraid of who and what you are. Like everything else in life, it's a learning process. You know, you are going to go through trial and error when you want to deal with the spiritual realm. You know, pretty much almost all of us have been under psychic attack at some point in our lives, and it's okay. You got to be strong. You got to be confident. You got to let go of fear. If it happens, it's probably happened many times to you.
And you've overcome.
And you've overcome it. You will always overcome it at the end of the day. Don't feel like this is like a movie that you see, like a horror movie.
We live in a dualistic universe, so good and bad exists, and free will exists. We also live in a free will universe. So it's totally up to you what you connect to. You know, there's people that connect to the demonic, darker, lower vibrational forces, like that's what they want to connect to, and then others don't. Others connect to the more high vibrational spirits and energies. Free will, like that's in your control.
And remember guys, you can only experience what you are the vibration of. So anything you experience, whether it's negative or positive, if it's a negative thing and it's putting fear in you, you need to start going within more and start saying, what is it about my energy that I'm emitting that I am able to experience and attract this to myself? There's obviously something within you that is out of alignment. If not, you wouldn't experience it.
Yeah, use it as like getting to know yourself better and an area that you need to work on, you know?
Absolutely. So yeah, we just wanted to clarify that, guys. You know, we love you all, appreciate you all, keep expanding your consciousness. And stay positive, stay loving, stay compassionate. You know, the more compassion and kindness you have towards your humanity, the less and less you will be spiritually attacked or touched by these beings with negative intentions. Like, it's just the laws of the universe, you know? You cannot be touched by that which vibrates lower than you. You cannot. It is physically impossible. So, love yourself, love everyone, stay humble, stay compassionate.
Back to the video.
Back to the video.